Hey there guys, welcome back for another Warhammer 40,000 Imperium magazine review. This week we are looking at issue 18, and with this issue we get a Technomancer. So this guy, he's just a regular Technomancer. He's pretty cool. He comes on a large scarab. I know some people have been doing some kit bashing and whatnot with this to get him looking different. But I do like the look of him like this, so I think I'll leave him like that. And the painting video for this is in the cards. He comes on 2 sprues, one for him and one for the scarab and the remaining parts of him. And I say the remaining parts, his head and his armor on here, and then the rest of it is the scarab. And obviously you can kit bash and do what you want with this, chop him up and change him about a bit, whatever you feel the need. He has this weird gap in the back that his cloak clips into, so if you want to leave his cloak off for whatever reason, you will need to obviously find something to fill that in with. But yeah, he's a pretty cool model. I can't wait to get painting him, and like I said, the video for that is up in the corner there. And then obviously he comes with a large base. I think this is the 40mm base. I don't think it says in there. It does say it comes with hex holes, but there are no hex holes there. But yeah, that's the large 40mm base. So moving into the magazine, Technomancer, the Cryptek Commander. Technomancers belong to the ranks of Crypteks, Necrons who are masters of science and technology. They specialise in repairing damaged Necrons and Canoptek constructs on the field of battle. They are also lethal warriors in their own right. So they come with a Staff of Light and a Canoptek cloak. They get dynastic advisors, and this is a rule for them. If you have a Cryptek in your HQ, you can take a second Cryptek. I believe that's the rule. I'll double check it and put over the screen if I'm wrong, but I think it's if you have one Cryptek, you can take a second one. That may be if you have a different warlord. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure it's for every Cryptek you have, you can have a second one. And what I mean by second one, it still costs points for that second one, but it doesn't take up a HQ slot. This is a HQ model, and we are kind of limited to how many units you can have in each area. A combat patrol typically has 1 to 2 HQ. I think it tops out at 3. So if you already had 2 and a Cryptek, you can take another Cryptek and it doesn't use a HQ slot. So you would have 4 HQs in 3 slots with a spare one. But yeah, hopefully they'll explain that better than I can. And we got his battle record that you can fill out for him there if that's what you are doing. Then we have the Tools of War, Power Armor. So Power Armor is pretty much the armor that Space Marines wear. Right from the Firstborn Marines, which are the older ones. If you're new to Warhammer, then it's the smaller Marines. And then they are worn also by the Primaris Marines. We get variations of that. For example, Terminator Armor is worn by the veterans of a chapter. So they are the first company Terminators. So depending on what chapter you're doing, you will paint them in first company colours and put first company markings on them, which usually is just this shoulder guard here. But in the case of Dark Angels, they are painted in bone white, and I think there's another chapter that have them slightly different as well, possibly. And if you're creating your own colours or own chapters, then obviously you can do them in a different colour like the Dark Angels do, if you like. But we don't get any. We don't get any Terminators. We're getting Primaris only. I have a feeling, and I really hope it happens that we are going to start getting Primaris Terminators this year, and then probably a new codex for that, a new Space Marine codex. So if you haven't bought the codex yet, maybe consider holding off. You're going to get all the rules for the models that we have anyway, but I'd say if we are going to get a new codex, it will be more towards October time. So if you're going to buy one, then buy it now, so that you get at least 6-7 months use out of it before you have to buy the next one, which I do think is cheaper. Games Workshop, it's a bit cheeky. They shouldn't release more than one codex for an army. What they should do, especially now that you get the code in the back of the codexes to get a free digital version of it on the Warhammer app. I think that any update should just be done through that app, and we shouldn't need another codex. But there you go. Or it should be a codex supplement that just updates with the new units and not a whole new Space Marines codex. So it should be a Space Marines codex and then a Space Marines update supplement, not the whole codex with the new models in it as well. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. Then we have Tacticus Armor, which is obviously worn by the Primaris Marines. Omnis Armor, that's one that I've not heard before, is a jump pack and grab shoot equipped version of Gravis Armor. Okay, so it's Gravis Armor with a jump pack. Phobos Armor is the lighter version of Tacticus Armor. We do actually get some of these guys. We get these guys, and we've already had these guys, but with the flamers. I like the guys with the guns, but we've got the flamer ones. Gravis Armor to me is the current equivalent. It does say protection that comes close to that of a Terminator Armor. To me, Gravis Armor is Terminator Armor for Primaris. I just don't like that you're limited to it being this loadout only. I would like the options that Terminators have, but I think that is what GW are doing with Primaris. They get their set loadouts depending on what unit they are. You don't get any weapon options, or not a variety of weapon options. If you want that, then you have to go with the older models, such as Terminators and Tactical Squads. Then we have, that's not me fighting, that is this. Then we have factions, so Drukhari, or as I know them, Dark Eldar. Again, another one that Games Workshop renamed so that they could copyright it all, but they are Dark Eldar. The Drukhari are sadistic killers who feed off the despair, anguish and suffering of their victims. Piratical slavers, they raid their unsuspecting enemies with lightning speed before vanishing back to their lairs in Comorrah, the twisted city that lurks deep in the webway. Now, Drukhari, they are Eldar. Back when Eldar, or before the fall of the Eldar, when they were getting very into perversion and a lot of erotic type stuff with pain and pleasure, which became the downfall of the Eldar. The Eldar said, no, we're not doing that. It's gone too far. That's just sick. It's twisted. It's perverted. That's not the Eldar way. We're going to go back to basics. The Drukhari are the guys that said, hell no. We like this. We like the kinky stuff. We like the bondage. We like mutilating things. We like creating monsters, and we like doing all the perverse stuff that you guys don't want to do. So they're really fun. They're cool. They're sick and twisted. Basically, if they were chaos, they'd be Slaanesh. Is it Slaanesh? Maybe the other one. Yeah, no, Slaanesh. So yeah, they'd be part of his lot. Yeah, they get soul debt, real space raiders, and we got all this information on them. I'm sure you guys are reading through that as you collect these. Then we have March of the Machines. In the Pariah Nexus, many worlds have been scoured of life by Necrons. Deep in the ruins of an Imperial Forge world, the armies of the Adeptus Mechanicus attempt to recover valuable weapons, technology and equipment before it is discovered and destroyed by the Necron foe. So this is part for stories. If you guys collected Mortal Realms, then obviously you know the stories. They're sort of like basically mini articles or mini stories. I think we've had a couple of them now that just flesh out some background and stuff. I believe it is in relation to the collection and mainly the playthrough and what we are experiencing. So we have here how to assemble the Technomancer. It's a 50mm base, not the 40mm. I know I said at the beginning it was 40mm base. It's the larger one, it's the 50mm. We have to glue this guy. It's not a push fit, which in my opinion is better. So we assemble the Scarab first, and then we add the Cryptek after. I would paint this in sub-assemblies like this. Assemble this and assemble him. Paint them and then glue him into place on his cloak. It will make getting to the details here and also on the back of him much easier than if you were to assemble and then try and paint him. I think that's the way that I'll do it, and you can check the video for that, the painting video, up in the cards up here. Then we've got the how to paint him in the Saracen dynasty, obviously up to a certain point. There we go. And we have the playthrough. So hopefully you guys were enjoying these enough for me to continue. Hopefully I enjoyed doing them enough to continue, even if you guys aren't overly fond of them. I hope you guys like them. But yeah, so we got hunting the Necromancer. So it looks like we got the Necromancer. Oh, we got a few here. So what do we have? We have the Technomancer, the Primaris Lieutenant, 3 Scorpec Destroyers, and 3 Aggressors. I don't think we get anything that goes in reserves, but we do have our containers on the battlefield. So yeah, there we go. And then, next issue, they lied. We don't get this. We don't get the battle mat. Issue 21, guys, and that's where it will be. From the looks of this, and going by, as I am saying this now, the fact that the next 2 issues I know we get the Skitari Rangers. I'm hoping that this is what we get over the next 20 issues, just as we did with these first 20. So on the reverse side of issue 4's mat and this mat, you can see we get, it starts to build a bigger board. Obviously we'll be using all 4 mats toward the end of the collection. Terrain wise, now we can see that we get the buildings and the pipes and a fusion reactor. I know that we get 2 of these, but we don't get any more buildings than what they're showing here. I think we get a couple of scrap pieces, which makes it a little bit on how they're going to do issue 40 onwards. There's not going to be a huge amount of terrain left to give us. I think we get a few more pipes. I know we get another reactor because we're getting 2 of these reactors. And I think there are some smaller building pieces. But then what do we get from issue 60 to 80? It will be interesting to find out. But yeah, that is the end of the issue, guys. So prices up on your screen here for the Technomancer, or the Cryptek, as to obviously prices and savings. Moving on to next week, issue 19, we get the last of our containers. So there'll be a Space Marine painting video there. Issue 20, we get Corn Red and Troll Slayer Orange. And to do a little bit of catch up, I may put these two issues together because I get them as a subscription. I may do them together and then just do the one model painting video just to play a bit of catch up and so that I don't run out of Space Marine chapters to paint for you guys. But that is the end of the video, guys. Check out any links in the cards for painting video, and if there's one for a playthrough, then check those out. Hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Hit the ones on those videos if you enjoy those videos. Hit the subscribe button if you would like to see more content and to support the channel. And if you have recently subscribed, a huge warm welcome to you. Welcome to the inner circle. Thank you for your support. But until next time, guys, that is all for now. Take it easy. Keep painting those minis.